Okay. All right. Got a 2014 Buick Enclave. Gonna do rear shocks. That'd be the same thing as a Traverse or even Acadia. What you want to do is jack it up, support it, remove your rear tires. The lug nuts are 22 millimeter. Mine are chrome, so hopefully if yours are chrome too. All right, so what you need to do is put a jack or even a stand under your lower control arm to help support it, because the shock is under tension. All right, so you need to jack it up a little bit to release some of the tension on your shock because of the spring, okay? So once you've done that, you spray down your bolts with some penetrant. There's 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you want to spray this one down also. Then you want to spray down the lower bolt, mounting bolt, too. After you've done that, you let it soak for a little bit, and then you want to remove your 4 bolts, and those are 15 millimeter. They look like this. It's 4 of them. It has a little tab. It goes into the frame right here. Sometimes they get a little stuck on there because of the rust, because it does have a little hook on it. All right. And then you want to remove this lower bolt. This is a 21 millimeter bolt and a 21 millimeter nut. Remove the 21 millimeter nut, and there's a washer behind it. And there's also a washer behind the bolt. All right, so when you take this bolt out, this is gonna be loose. And I wanna show you one thing. Right here, it's dished in. And on your shock, the bottom of it, it's dished out. You know, kind of a little bit of a rounded, all right? I want to show you the bottom of the shock, how it's rounded. Also, it's rounded in there, so when you're going back together, make sure your shock has that on it. Not just like that. All right, so now we need to remove the upper bracket. It's an 18 millimeter nut, a 15 millimeter headed bolt, all right? So I'm gonna remove the nut. Be nice to do that in a vise too. All right, my bolt was frozen inside the sleeve. So I put my bracket in the vise, put my impact on there with a 15 millimeter socket, hit it, came loose. I got it off, all right? So now I'll get my new shock. I'll clean this up, put some anti-seize on it, and I'll put it back together. And I'll snug it up. All right, it's all back together. I cannot fully tighten this yet because where these mount, they are at different pitches. So it might be like that, or it might be like this. I don't really know, but I got them snugged up. So now what I can do is go ahead and bring this over to the car and get it mounted. I'm gonna go from there. All right, get your top brackets up in there. Get your bolts started. Get your fingers, run them in a little bit to make sure they're not cross-threaded, and then go ahead and snug them up. And then you want to torque them to 35 foot-pounds. When you get that done, you're gonna go to the bottom. Be sure you find the round part. Line that up with it. So now all we gotta do is just push the shock up a little bit with our bolt. Get it lined up into the hole. Don't forget your washer. All right, I pushed my shock up. Got my bolt through there. Got my washer and my nut. The washer on, and then my nut. Go ahead and snug it up. And you'll need to tighten it to 90 foot-pounds. All right, you got your bottom mount tightened. Got your upper ones tightened. Now all we need to do is finalize tightening this, the 15 and the 18, okay? So put a wrench on here and put your torque wrench on there, and you want to torque that to 70 foot-pounds. I torqued it to 75. I used the shallow socket, stuck it on there, and then stuck my torque wrench on there. It went in there good enough to grab it and get a good bite. So, there we go. Now, remove your jack stand that's holding the control arm up, and you can go ahead and go to the other side the exact same way, and then you'll be all set. Then you can put your tires on, snug up your lug nuts, and you want to torque them to 140 foot-pounds. Okay? Then after that, you want to lower it down to the ground all the way, and that will be completed. And that's how you do your rear shocks. If I helped you out these rear shocks, that's awesome. Hopefully you can help me out by subscribing, and I appreciate it. Thank you.